Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hibernian Women's Supporters Club YouTube channel. And a long held dream that's been in the pipeline has come to fruition. We've finally got a YouTube channel where we will be supporting the girls through every step of the SWPL campaign and of course the Scottish Cup campaign as well, because they fight for our badge and they prove Edinburgh's green and white. And first of all, I'm really proud to be taking part in this. So me and my co-host Kelsey we'll be doing loads of different types of videos, but today this is going to be a wee reaction to the Spartans game and just introducing ourselves and sort of talking about our presence on YouTube as the Supporters Club revamps their social media stuff so we can really show the girls as much support as possible. So first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Jack. I'm sure a lot of you in the wider Hibs support and the wider Hibs community know me because I'm quite active on Twitter and Instagram talking about Hibs, and I've got a YouTube channel of my own where I do a lot of football related content, so I'm sure a lot of you know me already. Now unfortunately my co-host Kelsey couldn't join me today due to prior engagements, but she sent in a wee clip of her thoughts on the game which we'll go on to later. But I'm really glad to be given this opportunity to be showing our support over here on YouTube, and we've got loads in the pipeline, like more match reactions and everything like that, so I'm really looking forward to doing this. So today's video is all about talking about the Spartans game, a few bits of news and a wee message from Ailey Adams, who we are sponsoring, the Supporters Club are sponsoring this year. So it'll be great. It'll be a great video. Again, unfortunately Kelsey couldn't join us, but I'm really looking forward to doing this. I'm going to jump into talking about the match now. So I'm going to give my thoughts on the match, just a quick wee run through, and I've got to say, fantastic start to our league campaign. Spartans aren't an easy team to play and they did make it difficult for us, but a really good spirited performance, brilliant 2-1 win, really happy with it. So yeah, that is a fantastic first 3 points to get on the board, and every single player there gave it 100%. I can't say any player came out of that game and did bad. I've got to say every player did well. We showed a lot of fight, we showed a lot of spirit, and that's what we want. That's what we like to see, because Spartans are the sort of team that are going to dig in, they're going to make it difficult, and that was that. And yeah, a fantastic 3 points. Of course, first half was quite end to end. Ailey Adams, well done to her. Just before we go any further, well done to Ailey Adams, because that is a really hard thing to do. You know, it's her first full competitive debut with the senior team. To get a goal is a massive achievement on your debut, especially when you're getting thrown in at the deep end a bit with league football. But well done to her, fantastic, great goal from the corner. I'll talk about that later when I sort of do a bit more of a tactical breakdown. But that fantastic goal to score got us 1-0 up. Unfortunately, we didn't capitalise on some of the other chances. I think Charlotte touched on this in our post-match interview, but you know, we didn't capitalise on some of the chances we had, but that's perfectly fine. You know, that happens in football. But then Spartans were exposing spaces, running in behind, and unfortunately they got an equaliser in the 35th minute. We came into half time drawn 1-1. Then we came out in the second half and just, you know, what we did best. They put on the pressure. Carla Boyce opened her account in the green and white again. Well done to her. Hopefully first of many. I was saying when Carla Boyce first signed, fantastic signing, and I think she's got this chance to prove herself. Of course, last season got cut short because of COVID after one game, so she didn't really have that chance. But Carla Boyce has come in, and I definitely think that's the first of many. Well done to Carla for that. And then in the second half, we showed good game management. We did what we needed to do. In the end, we came out with a win again. Really unfortunate not to score some more goals in the second. There was some good chances, but Spartans keeper, she made some good saves, and then we sort of spurned a few chances. But apart from that, yeah, fantastic. Two fantastic goals scored and a really great start to the season overall. I'm sure Dean can be happy, the girls can be happy. They all gave it 100%. Charlotte Potts had a fantastic competitive debut as well. You know, she is a great player to have in the defence, and I'm sure when Joelle's back, the two of them will play really well together, maybe looking at a back five. So yeah, absolutely fantastic performance. And it's a great first 3 points to get on the board, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this campaign goes. But it's great to win against a side like Spartans because they never make it easy for any team that they play. So now we're going to cut to Kelsey's thoughts on the match.
It's Kelsey here. I just wanted to say I'm really sorry I can't sit down with Jack on video call today and talk about the game more, but I did want to send over my thoughts and opinions and views on the game, so I'll ramble them off. But first of all, I just want to say it's really unfortunate that none of us can be at the games just now. I am grateful that our women and ladies can still play and football is still on, but I wish I was doing my match review at Ainsley Park. Both great players, and obviously it gives us more options for the starting 11 or substitution wise. But I want to say I hope Shannon McGregor gets well soon. Hopefully that comes back okay and we'll see you back on the pitch. I also just want to say well done to girls for showing character and strength to stick together, especially because Spartans were taking the game to them and there was chances on both sides. We had a lot of chances, we could have taken more, but we took the 2 and we still got all 3 points. Well done to Ailey Adams and Carla Boyce on scoring goals for the Hibees yesterday. Ailey scored on her full competitive debut and Carla Boyce scored her first goal for the Hibs yesterday, so well done again, girls. I'm sure Jack will talk more about the goals than I will because he's going to evaluate more stuff than me. However, the goals were great goals, so well done again, guys. I just want to say congratulations to Charlotte Potts on her debut for Hibs as well. A winning debut to that, so well done for that. I'm going to be signing off now, guys. Hope to see you all at Ainsley Park soon, cheering on the Hibees. And guess what? I forgot to mention, Edinburgh is still green and white.
So there you have it, Kelsey's thoughts on the game. I agree with all what she said, and I'm looking forward to working with Kelsey. So next time you won't have to be putting up with me all the time. Kelsey will be joining us. Yeah, fantastic analysis with Kelsey there. Great to hear from her. Unfortunately, she couldn't join us today, like I was saying. But yeah, and like I was saying in my little breakdown part, I've got to say nobody can come away from that game disappointed. We did really well, and it's a really solid 3 points, and it's a great way to start the season. You know, starting a season with a win, it can't be bad. Fantastic performance, like I was saying, really spirited, and I'm really happy. And of course, Kelsey will be joining me from now on, so hopefully that's a wee bit you got to know Kelsey there. So thanks to Kelsey for sending that in. I'm now going to do some player ratings. I'm really looking forward to doing this. So yeah, I'll just jump right into them. So starting off with Alison in goal, she gets a 7 out of 10. She had a solid performance in goal, made a few good saves. And I like to see she hoofed it up the pitch quite a lot, which it's what I like to see. You know, I hate it when keepers go short. I'm sure a lot of you have seen Rocky do it before with the men's team when he goes short. You go, oh no, but no. Alison was really solid in goal, and she has proven herself to be a solid player between the sticks, because I was really worried when Jenna Fife left, or what we're going to do with a keeper, because Jenna Fife is one of the best in Scotland, and I was really worried about what we were going to do keeper-wise. But Alison's come in and she's been fantastic, and I'm really glad that she had a good game. Moving on to Leishman, she gets an 8 out of 10. She had a fantastic game as well. Most of the back line did. She played really well. Solid performance at Leishman. Moving on to Amy Muir, she gets an 8 out of 10 as well. I've got to say Amy was fantastic. One of my favourite players yesterday in terms of her performance. She did really well, made a lot of good forward runs, a lot of key passes, and that's just what you get. A player of Amy's quality, you know you're going to get that game in, game out, and she did fantastic. Yesterday, moving on to Siobhan Hunter, she gets a 7 out of 10. Siobhan again had a really solid performance in the back. You know, Siobhan's an enforcer. I'm sure everybody would agree with that. She's an enforcer at the back, and she always gets a few key tackles in there, a few key interceptions. That's just Siobhan's game. So 7 out of 10 for Siobhan. Moving on to Potts, who had a very successful debut, I've got to say. You can't get much better than that. 8 out of 10 for her. She did fantastically well, and like I was saying, really looking forward to seeing her partner up with Joelle Murray when Joelle's back fully fit. So yeah, well done to Potts. Fantastic debut. It's really great to see her play so well in her debut with a new team. So really good. She had a really solid game. Moving on to Eddie, she gets a 9 out of 10. Eddie was fantastic. I'm sure she was in contention for player of the match yesterday. Really fantastic performance out of Eddie. Again, she's been out injured for a really long time, so to see her come back, and obviously she didn't get to play because last season got called off, so really great to see Eddie come back into the side and play so well. Of course, everybody will be happy about that, to see her back, so fantastic from Eddie there. Well done to her. Moving on to Adams next, she gets a 9 out of 10 because, like I was saying, she did a really big thing, and a lot of players struggle to do this. On her first senior competitive debut, she grabs a goal. She grabs the opening goal of the game. Fantastic. So 9 out of 10 for that, and then she had a really solid game after that. Moving on to Shannon McGregor, 8 out of 10, because when she was on the pitch, she played well, as Shannon always does. Unfortunately, she came off injured, which was really disappointing. From all of us here at the Supporters Club, we wish you a speedy recovery, Shannon. I'm sure you'll keep fighting and you'll recover soon and get back into the side. Yeah, that was unfortunate to see Shannon come off injured, but 8 out of 10, because when she was on the pitch she had a fantastic one. And moving on to Natalie, she gets 7 out of 10. She again had a solid performance. She didn't do much, but when she was on the ball, when she was getting some key passes in there, she was playing really well. So 7 out of 10. Moving on to Rachel Boyle, who is the Women's Supporters Club Player of the Match. Fantastic. She really does deserve the armband, Rachel Boyle, and I'm sure that's a performance Martin himself would be proud of as well. So well done, Rachel. 10 out of 10. And our player of the match, so well done, Rachel. Rachel was fantastic, and she is one of the best players in the team. You know, it's hard to say with this group of players, like it is with the lads as well, but to pick out one best player. But Rachel's certainly up there, and she played a fantastic game yesterday, and she really did well. Having the captain's armband, it's a big responsibility to be captain in a game, and she really did play as a captain, played really well. 10 out of 10, well done. Moving on to Morrison, she gets an 8 out of 10. Again, fantastic performance out of her, really solid. Moving on to the bench, first of all we've got Scott. She gets a 5 out of 10 because she came on late on in the game and she didn't do much. You know, she didn't have time to do much, so there you go. But it's good to see players like Scott get their minutes, so well done to her. Moving on to Carla Boyce, she gets an 8 out of 10. She came on when McGregor came off injured. I got to say, Carla had a fantastic game. You know, she made an instant impact off the bench, and of course got the winning goal for us as well, opening an account at Hibs. And a player like Boyce, you can only hope that she's going to keep scoring more as the season goes on. So well done to Boyce, 8 out of 10 there. Absolutely fantastic out of her. Then we go on to McCafferty. She gets a 6 again. Came on later on in the game. Didn't really have much of a chance to do anything, but she still played solid. So there's no player that played bad. Of course, Much and Livingston were unused in that game, so we can't give them a rating. But yeah, no player can be disappointed with themselves. Every player should be really happy. Every player played fantastically well. And even Scott McCaffrey, even though they weren't on very long, they both sort of got their minutes and put a shift in. So that's great to see. And I'm really, really happy with how every player played. So yeah, I'm now going to move on to doing a little bit more of a tactical breakdown. So now I'm going to go with a bit of a tactical run through the game. Nothing fancy, because I'm not Jose Mourinho, so I'm not claiming to know that I'm great with tactics and everything. I play Football Manager, but yeah, just a little bit of a tactical breakdown of the game, and just to sort of, you know, get the good and bad points, which there isn't many bad points. But so of course we were very offensive yesterday. I've got to say, very attacking, and that's what I like to see, because obviously Dean wants us scoring as many goals as possible, and I liked how we set up. We were unlucky not to score more. So yeah, I liked how we set up yesterday. Very offensive. When we had the ball, it was always focusing on getting forward. We were playing a lot of long balls, which is working. Our long game is improving. The last Spartans game in the curtailed season, I think it wasn't working as well, but the long ball game was working really well yesterday. I think we got some good passes in behind, and overall it was a fantastic game from a tactical point of view. Dean must be really happy, and I think that's something that we're going to be working with more, playing with more as it goes on. Of course, when Joel Murray comes back in, I think we will be focusing on a back five more. But again, you can be offensive with a back five. It gives you a chance to get more defenders up the pitch, and then gives you a bit more security at the back. Of course, then you'd have wing backs and which will run in. So I think that is probably something we're going to be doing in the future, focusing on attacking football. But we did play really well. Our defensive play was great. Of course, I was a bit worried that we might be caught out. We won. The only time was Spartans in the first half were getting a lot of balls into the gaps, and that's what led to the equaliser, because we're getting a lot of balls into the gaps we were creating because we were getting caught out in space. But that is what's going to happen when you play like that. It happens from the Bundesliga right down to the National League in the men's game, and it happens in the women's game as well. Wolfsburg will play like that on occasion, where when you play offensive football, that's just what's going to happen. Your gaps are going to be created and you've got to close those up. Unfortunately, we didn't find the time to, and Spartans got through, but that's only the really negative point. Apart from that, it wasn't particularly bad. We came out in the second half and really just put the boot in and really just got attacking football, really putting the pressure on, and that's what you want to see. That's the sort of performances that we're going to need to do, especially when we play big teams like Glasgow. You just want to be putting the pressure on constantly, no giving them a chance, because it does make us vulnerable out on the counter. And looking at the 2 goals tactically, Boyce's goal was a well struck one. That's fantastic. That's just a striker's goal. That's what you like to see. I want to talk about Adams' goal though, because I love talking about this. I'm going to do a bit of an amateur Tam McManus if anybody's been watching the games. But Tam's been saying it for the men's team, and I'm going to be saying it for the women's team as well. Is I love it when we crowd the keeper out and really get crowded in the box, because you'll get a chance at scoring. Of course, it got whipped in. We're putting a lot of pressure on the Spartans defence, the Spartans keeper, and Adams gets it in the back of the net. And that's what you like to see for corners. And what I seen for corners was we were really putting pressure on. And that's what you want. You want to be getting bodies in the box. You want to be getting, putting pressure on the opposition keeper, opposition defenders. And that's what we did. There was a bit of confusion. At first, I wasn't quite sure who'd scored it, but then I saw it was Adams. And it was a fantastic goal. That's what you need to do for corners. Crowd the keeper out, crowd the defenders out, and didn't give them a chance. And that's how you'll score for the corners. So absolutely fantastic. Great offensive football. Every player did their bit, and that's what you need. That's what we need to be seeing all the time, because when you play as a team, the rest will fall into place, and that's what we're doing. So, good job, Dean. If you want to give me your secrets for when I play Football Manager, be more than happy to hit me up. But no, fantastic for Dean there. Absolutely fantastic. If they're set up well, and then of course, a manager can give as much tactical instruction as he wants, but it's down to the players on the pitch, and they all did fantastically. So my tactical view of the performance, in my amateur opinion, is very good offensive football, good at crowding them out in the corners, which led to the first goal. Maybe need to work on closing the gaps up and not letting teams in behind as much as we did, but that'll fall into place. So fantastic for a tactical point of view. Now going to move on to the news. So I'm sure you've had enough of me talking already, so I'm going to talk about some of the news for the game and some of the wider stuff in general, and then we'll move on to the wee clip that Ailey sent into us, and that'll be us for today. So first of all, this just came through today. Glad that it's happened. Really well done to her. Amy Muir has been called up to the Scotland national team. That is absolutely fantastic news. We're all chuffed to bits for Amy, because she is a fantastic player and she really does deserve this chance to be playing for Scotland. It's well deserved, and I'm sure she'll take the chance and she'll do Scotland proud, she'll do her nation proud. So absolutely fantastic piece of news there for Amy. Like I was saying, all chuffed to bits for her. Well done, Amy. We're behind you every step of the way, and we'll be cheering you on for Scotland as well as Hibs. So yeah, absolutely fantastic for Amy to be getting called up into the Scotland squad, and hopefully she'll get some minutes, which she deserves. Absolutely, she deserves this chance. Of course, Shannon McGregor injured. That's not great. Of course, we're talking about that in the game. It's devastating, in fact. Shannon's a great player. Of course, we've got other players that will step into the void, no problem. But yeah, it's a bit of a gutting one to have Shannon out, because she always gives it 100% on the pitch, and she always is determined. So I'm sure that will help her recover. So we all wish a speedy recovery, and Shannon, for everybody here at the Women's Supporters Club, and I'm sure you will. She's a determined player, and she'll get back to it as soon as she can. So we wish you a speedy recovery. Get well soon. And that is that. Apart from that, we move on to the Homers and Uppers in the SWPL. Really looking forward to the campaign, and I'm really happy to, like I was saying at the start, be part of the Women's Supporters Club. So this is our YouTube channel. We're going to be doing all sorts here, like I was saying. So keep your eyes peeled. Follow us on all the socials. We've got Instagram, we've got a Facebook page, we've got a Twitter. So follow us there, and you can get all your news on the Women's Club right there. We engage with the players. We actually sponsor players like Ailey Adams, which you'll see. I'll cut to that clip once I'm finished talking. So yeah, come and watch us here on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, join the Facebook group where we discuss all the facts and figures and all about the women's team, so you can have your chance to have your say. And we're open. Any Hibs supporter, any high B that wants to come in and support the women's club, you're more than welcome. So please come and join in, because we'd love to have you, of course. And then, of course, hit us up on the socials as well, Instagram, Twitter, because we're there, we're active. We'll always be supporting the girls every step of the way. Here on YouTube, we'll be doing all sorts, me and Kelsey, so keep your eyes peeled. Leave a like, subscribe if you're swinging by for the first time, obviously, over here, and get the word out, because we will be doing a lot over here. We're revamping all of this. It's something that we've had in the pipeline for a long time, and we're glad to be doing it. I'm glad to be a part of it, guys. So yeah, make sure you get the word out there. Make sure you're spreading the word. Tell your pals, get it along, get involved, because we're all about supporting the girls. Glory, glory to the high bees. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I was saying, keep your eyes peeled for all the content coming out. Thanks to Kelsey for sending the clip in. She'll be joining me next time. Like I said, glory, glory to the high bees. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll be hearing from Ailey. Until next time, I'll see you later.
So I just want to say a massive thank you to the Hibernian Women's Supporters Club for sponsoring my home kit this season. I really, really appreciate their support, especially during these really difficult and uncertain times for everyone. I cannot wait for the season to start now, and hopefully it won't be too long until we can have our supporters back on the sideline cheering us on. So yeah, again, a massive thank you, and hopefully I'll see you soon.